Hello, everybody. You're listening to Let's Master English, and my name is Coach Shane. Hello, everybody. It's Let's Master English, the podcast. I'm Coach Shane. Yes, I'm back. It's been a long time, and I've missed you, and I thank you for your patience. If you are a new listener, well, welcome to the Let's Master English podcast. It is the internet's most popular, greatest, most wonderful podcast for ESL students. ESL students, English as a second language, especially the intermediate and above students. And we have a great show. I have missed you. People have asked me, where have you been? When are you going to start? And to be honest, it's not easy. Producing a big podcast like this, it's not easy. As most of you know, I do lots of other things. We have the other podcast, Daily Easy English Expression. We have the videos, E-Cubed videos, Coach Shane's ESL videos, daily dictation videos. There are so many things that we are doing. We're preparing a book right now. Of course, I have my classes, DDM classes and Perf classes and Action English classes. So I really don't have the time. I'm not joking. I don't have the time. But they say the busier you are, the more productive you are. So for 2017, I decided that I will absolutely do my best. I am absolutely determined to make this podcast again. Let's Master English. We're going to start it again. And here we go. This is LME 57. Let's Master English 57. And I will do my best every Wednesday to create a new show. This year, 2017, on my schedule, I plan to make 40 new podcasts. Is that cool? Yeah, I think we can do that. So it's going to be great. So just like in the past, we're going to have news. We're going to have questions and answers. We're going to have Country Shane. And we're going to have our book club. That'll be the fourth section. Possibly, sometimes, we'll have interviews. Yeah, so this is what the podcast is going to contain. Now, I've got some good news. The news section and the Q&A section, the question and answer section, will be live. Yes, live. Isn't that cool? And how? Well, once again, Wednesday afternoon, and this is Los Angeles time, Wednesday afternoon, about 12:30. That's lunchtime, 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Los Angeles time. United States, Los Angeles. 12:30, 1 o'clock, I will go live. And I will go live in two different places. Number one, Periscope. So you can watch me on Periscope or Twitter at Coach Shane. That's the @ COACHSHANE, at Coach Shane. And the other place I will be live is on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube live streaming on my Coach Shane's ESL channel. And that address is www.youtube.com/COACHANESESL. Coach Shane's ESL. You go there, and when my stream is live, you will see me. Now, right now, the YouTube live video quality is not so good. But anyway, sometimes watching is very beneficial. Actually, the Periscope video quality seems to be better. So you can watch me on either. And of course, I like YouTube because the chat section is very easy. So you can ask your questions there. You can say hi. You can talk to the other people. It's going to be great. So part of this podcast will be live. But Country Shane is recorded. He's a busy guy, so that section will be recorded. And the book club section will also be recorded. So understand that. And yeah, so that's what's going to happen today. That's what's going on. It's going to be super exciting, lots of fun, and yeah. Well, hey, enough chit-chat. Let's get going.
Where education and entertainment come together. Let's master English. Do it.
Parking nightmare. Some parking lots can get pretty big, huge, and most of us have temporarily lost our car in these gigantic places. Some of us may have lost our car at the supermarket, but have you heard about the guy in Manchester, England? He parked his car in a multi-story parking garage on an evening in June, enjoyed a concert, and afterwards, he couldn't find his car. He hunted for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. He thought it had been stolen. But nope, it just turned up 6 months later in the parking garage. That'll be one heck of a parking charge. Oh, this is such a crazy story. Yeah, it's a true story. So if you have a car, you will understand. Sometimes you go to the shopping mall or you go to, Disneyland, something like that. The parking lot is huge and you park your car, you go inside, you do your business, you come back outside. Where's my car? Where did I park my car? And you walk around, you walk around, you walk around, and eventually we find our car. Well, this guy, did you understand the story? He lost his car. For how long? How long did this guy lose his car for? For 6 months. He lost his car for 6 months. Isn't that crazy? And he thought the car was stolen, but it wasn't stolen. He just lost it, and now he has to drive the car out of the parking garage, and when he drives out, he has to pay the parking fee. So, not 6 hours, not 6 days, not 6 weeks, 6 months. Insanity. Now, I'm going to read the story one more time. Listen carefully, and then we'll talk about some vocabulary. Here we go. Some parking lots can get pretty big, huge, and most of us have temporarily lost our car in these gigantic places. Some of us may have lost our car at the supermarket, but have you heard about the guy in Manchester, England? He parked his car in a multi-story parking garage on an evening in June, enjoyed a concert, and afterwards, he couldn't find his car. He hunted for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. He thought it had been stolen. But nope, it just turned up 6 months later in the parking garage. That'll be one heck of a parking charge. Okay, so it's a funny story, not too difficult. First sentence one more time. The title, Parking Nightmare, a nightmare, Nightmare. If you're here chatting in the YouTube chat or on Twitter or on Periscope, go ahead and type the word nightmare, good vocabulary, nightmare, Nightmare. So a parking nightmare is a really horrible dream of parking. That's the idea. And if you have a problem when parking, we can call it a parking nightmare. This is a nightmare, a huge problem. Some parking lots, a parking lot, L-O-T. It's just a big space where people can park their car, usually in front of a business, It's not on the street. That's street parking, where they have parking spaces. But a parking lot is a large area where people park their cars. Some parking lots can get pretty big. Yeah, pretty big. Now, pretty big sometimes means a little big and sometimes means really big. It depends on how you say it. So, outside my house, the parking lot, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. Maybe 5 cars, 6 cars. Outside my house, the parking lot is pretty big. Oh, it's pretty big. Maybe 200 cars, maybe 300 cars. So, depending on how you say pretty big, P-R-E-T-T-Y, big, it can change the meaning. So again, some parking lots can get pretty big. Huge. H-U-G-E. Huge. Super big. And most of us, you and me, most of us, 60, 70, 80% of us have temporarily lost our car. Temporarily. T-E-M-P-O-R-A-R-I-L-Y. Temporarily. Just for a minute. We come out looking for the car. We lose our car for just a minute. Most of us have temporarily lost our car in these gigantic places. Gigantic. G-I-G-A-N-T-I-C. Pretty big, huge, gigantic. Pretty big would be like size A. Huge, size B, it's bigger. Gigantic, size C, it's really, really large. These gigantic places, some parking lots can get gigantic. Some of us, now most of us have lost our car temporarily. Some of us, 10%, 15%, may have lost our car at the supermarket. Yeah, that happens to me. In the supermarket parking lot, it's not that big. But I thought I parked my car on the right, but no, it's on the left. So I got lost. Yeah, it happens to me. But have you heard about the guy in Manchester, England? England, the UK, the city of Manchester, there's a guy. Did you hear about him? He parked his car in a multi-story parking garage. So those parking garages, it's not a parking lot. Parking lots are flat areas. It's a parking garage with 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor, 4 floors of parking. Multi. We can say multi, M-U-L-T-I, or multi, M-U-L-T-I. Same spelling. Pronunciation might be different. Multi-story, multi-story. Story, S-T-O-R-Y. That means floor. So this guy in Manchester, he parked his car in a multi-story parking garage on an evening at, 6, 7 p.m. in June. So last June, June 2016. He parked his car and then he enjoyed a concert. He went to a music concert, had a great time listening to the music. Yeah, wonderful time. And afterwards, A-F-T-E-R-W-A-R-D-S, afterwards, afterwards, after the concert, he went to his car, the multi-story parking garage, and he couldn't find his car. He hunted like a hunter looking for, an animal or a deer hunt or something like that. He was hunting not for animals, for his car. He hunted for his car. He hunted for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours? No, days. He hunted for his car for 4 days. Nothing. It's gone. He thought it had been stolen. He thought his car had been stolen. Somebody stole his car. But nope. N-O-P-E. Nope. No, it wasn't stolen. It just turned up. A few days ago, it turned up. Somebody found the car. They discovered the car. And the car was very dusty, very dirty, because it hadn't been washed in 6 months. It was in a parking garage, and somebody saw it, and they said, hey, this car has been here a long time. Let's call the police. They called the police. The police checked the car. They checked the number. Somebody said the car was stolen. It wasn't stolen. It was in the parking garage, exactly where the guy from Manchester had parked it. It had been there for 6 months. They found the car in December. Can you imagine? You go to your car, thanks police, woo, sorry. You get in your car, you drive down the parking lane, and the gate opens, and you put your ticket in to pay for the parking bill. Oh my goodness, yeah. They expect the parking will cost over $6,000. Oh boy. Yeah, so I have lost my car in a parking lot, but now I don't feel so bad. Let's look at some vocabulary words. Parking lot, 2 words, parking lot. And that's a place to park your car. It's outside, usually outside, and it's outside, and it's like 1 story. It's just the ground, okay? If it's a 2-story or 3 or multi-story, then we say parking garage, a parking garage, okay? Garage, G-A-R-A-G-E, parking garage. Temporarily, spelling T-E-M-P-O-R-A-R-I-L-Y, temporarily, for a brief period of time. It could be 10 seconds. It could be 10 minutes. Yeah, it depends on the situation. Gigantic. So gigantic is big, but big is like a hamburger. And then there's huge, like a Big Mac. And then there's gigantic, like, I don't know, a 5-pound hamburger. Something really, really huge. So big is big, a little bit bigger is huge, and even bigger than huge, gigantic. Gigantic, G-I-G-A-N-T-I-C. Interestingly, the word huge, many Americans actually say huge. And they do sometimes in the UK also, huge, without the H. But I do recommend the H sound, huge. Then we have supermarket. Supermarket is a big grocery store, Where I live, we have a supermarket, but actually it's kind of small, so we just call it a grocery or a grocery store. And then if you go further, there's a supermarket, much bigger. So a super as in big market. Multi-story, multi or multi, we do say both, story. In America, we say S-T-O-R-Y, story meaning floor. So having several floors. Afterwards, 1 word, A-F-T-E-R-W-A-R-D-S, afterwards, meaning after the event, after dinner, after the concert, whatever the situation was. Hunted, in this case, hunting for a deer, but here, looking for, searching for. He was hunting his car, hunting for his car. That's the idea. Turned up. If something has turned up, that means it was lost, but now we found it, or somebody found it. So I lost my phone on Monday, and on Tuesday, it turned up. Where did it turn up? Oh, I found it in the car. I left it in the car. Turned up. Something was lost, boom, and later it was found. One heck of a parking charge. One, O-N-E, heck, H-E-C-K, of a huge and amazing. That was one heck of a party. That was an amazing party. Ooh, I have one heck of a headache. Oh, I have a really bad, shocking, terrible headache. Ooh, that's one heck of a bald spot. Wow, you have a big, amazing, beautiful, bald spot on your head. I know I do. I'm not hiding it. And then we have the word charge or a fee. Parking charge, parking fee. That is the idea. Those are the key words. And I'm going to read the story one more time. Parking nightmare is the story. Here we go. Some parking lots can get pretty big, huge, and most of us have temporarily lost our car in these gigantic places. Some of us may have lost our car at the supermarket. But have you heard about the guy in Manchester, England? He parked his car in a multi-story parking garage on an evening in June, enjoyed a concert, and afterwards, he couldn't find his car. He hunted for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. He thought it had been stolen, but nope, it just turned up 6 months later in the parking garage. That'll be one heck of a parking charge.
How you doing, everybody? This is Country Shane, and I'm here to bring you the facts.
Hey, long time no see, everybody. The biggest parking garage in the world. Ooh, it was close. The biggest building has 10,200 spaces, and the second biggest has 9,200 spaces, and both buildings are at the same place, Universal Studios in Florida. That's 2 buildings with 19,400 parking spaces. Where's my car?
This has been Country Shane bringing you the facts.
It's time for questions and answers with Coach Shane. So we've got, how are we doing? On Periscope, I've got 9 people. That's terrible. Just a few people. On Twitter, I don't have anything. Oh, yes. I got a couple of people. Let's see. We've got Puni from China. We've got Nada. We've got Jose and Christy Peterson. Hey, that's my sister. Saying hi, favoriting my tweet there. Thanks so much. And here on YouTube, we've got a lot of people. I don't know how many people. How many people do we have? Can you find 29 people? That's great. 29 people are watching. Thank you so much for watching. Santa has a question. So, if we can understand the whole story, are we intermediate? The whole news story. That's a good question. And basically, I would say the level of this story was intermediate. Not even upper intermediate, general intermediate. So yeah, if you can understand this story the first time I read it, you're probably upper intermediate, maybe even advanced. But if you needed a little bit of explanation and now you understand the story, intermediate, definitely intermediate. It's a tough question. It's a tough question. It was actually Johnny's question. Very good. Any other questions? I do want to take questions from people who are live. Why don't you, another great question. This is, why didn't you create podcasts for 2 years? I missed your name. It was on Periscope. Yeah, I'm so sorry. To be honest, we do a lot of stuff. And we make our E-Cubed video, which is not every day, but we try to do it a couple hundred times a year. We do have the E-Cubed podcast, which is also a couple hundred times a year. Coach Shane's ESL, this channel on YouTube. And I have my students too, my regular students for my DDM and for my perf class. And it takes so much time. It takes a lot of time for editing and rendering and writing and creating classes. And I've been super busy. And finally, I said, I've got to do this. People are waiting. So yes, now I'm back. I'm still super busy. I'm losing more hair, but I've decided Wednesdays are a really good time for me to do this live stream and podcast. And I will continue. Every Wednesday, I will be doing this Let's Master English podcast. This year, in 2017, I'll be making 40 LME podcasts. So, yes, I am sure it has returned. It definitely has returned. I'm so sorry. The question, there's another question. In an evening in June or on an evening in June? When we talk about evenings, it's part of the day. We say on. So, in June, on an evening in June. On an evening in June. That's what we say. More questions. Lots of hellos here. Hi, everybody. Yeah, Jose Silva says, this podcast helps my English so much. A great question. Patrick has a question. Is there any difference in pronunciation between S-T-U-F-F and S-T-A-F-F? Yes, there's a big difference, Patrick. Stuff, staff. S-T-U-F-F, that's a short U, like fun, F-U-N, fun, stuff. And S-T-A-F-F, that's a short A, like happy or apple, so staff. So give the stuff to the staff. Give the stuff to the staff. And working on pronunciation, it's very important that you practice out loud. And everybody, if you have an American friend, I highly recommend you ask them to help you. Many people don't. If you can, of course, join our classes, and myself or the other coaches will help you with your pronunciation. But vowels, oh boy, that can be really tough. I understand vowels are really tough. But big difference, Patrick. Stuff, staff. Stuff and staff. I saw more questions. Marcello, I'm driving now, listening to you. I have to stop to write. It's great to see and hear you. Oh, thank you so much. Absolutely, Marcello. Same thing. Can I have the pronunciation of... Do you have the book club? I'll talk about the book club in a second. L-O-U-N-G-E, L-A-U-N-C-H, L-U-N-C-H. Yes, they're all different. So L-O-U-N-G-E, lounge, ow, ow, lounge, lounge. L-A-U-N-C-H, law, aw, A-W. So lounge was an O-W, law is an A-W, launch. Not a j, but a ch. The j is vibrated, the ch is not. Lunch, short U again, like stuff, lunch. Lounge, launch, lunch. I launched my lunch in the lounge. That's actually a really funny sentence, and it makes sense. I launched my lunch in the lounge. And basically that means in the rest area, I vomited my sandwich. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's where my mind goes. I cannot pronounce left for. Okay, this is a great one. And this will be my last question for today. Don't worry, I'll be back next week. Left for. L-E-F-T-F-O-R. And I'll give you a sentence. I left for 5 minutes. So there was a meeting, and during the meeting, I had to go to the bathroom. So I left for 5 minutes. Now the problem is left for, we got FTF. Very difficult to say quickly. I left for, very tough. What happens is, for most Americans, we cancel the T. And we say, I left for 5 minutes. I left for 5 minutes. That's what we say. So the actual typical standard American pronunciation is leffer, L-E-F-F-E-R, something like that. So why do we cancel the T? Well, actually, I teach that in DDM, and the F is one of those sounds that can cancel the T. Not only the T, but the D and the TH too. But that's actually a great example. It's a tough one. I left for 5 minutes. Now, when you are actually speaking English and when the American is actually speaking, we do not think about canceling the T. In my head, I left for 5 minutes. What? I left for 5 minutes. I'm saying the T. I'm saying it perfectly in my head. But that cancellation happens naturally. Okay, it happens naturally. And so you need to know that. So for you guys, especially as adults, I do want you to focus on perfect pronunciation. I left for 5 minutes. I left for 5 minutes. I left for 5 minutes. Try and get that T. But the more you speak English, the better and more comfortable and more confident you become. That T, without your knowledge, will probably disappear. It's a natural thing that happens, and that's something that you can do, but let it happen naturally. Try not to do it intentionally. Perfect pronunciation is best. That's right, Hugo. Leffer. That's right. Yep. Edwiges Mendoza says, I was pretty sure there was a cancellation. That's exactly right. This has been the Q&A section, and so many great questions, live questions, which I love. You guys can join me every Wednesday, not every Wednesday, but for 2017, 40 Wednesdays. Next Wednesday, yes. Join me on YouTube or on Twitter. So Twitter, it's at Coach Shane, and YouTube, it's www.youtube.com/Coach Shane ZSL COACHANESESL. It's about time to finish up today's podcast. Again, it's so great being back. Thank you so much for listening. And tell your friends. I'm really excited. Before we go, though, we have our book club. That's right. We have an audio book club, and you can get an audio book for free. If you sign up here, listen carefully, audibletrial.com/LME. I'll spell it for you. AUDIBLETRIAL. audibletrial.com/LME. Okay? You go there, if you sign up, and yes, they're going to ask you a bunch of information. You sign up, and you can get a book, an audio book for free. And our first book for this year is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Powerful Lessons in Personal Change. That's the name of the book. Once again, the full title, listen carefully, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Powerful Lessons in Personal Change. The length of the book is 13 hours and 4 minutes. That's a lot. The author of the book is Stephen R. Covey, and you can actually get this book for free. I'm sure you have heard of this book. It is an excellent book, and probably many of you have read the book. That's great. I hope that you have read the book. So this will be hopefully a little bit review for you. I hope. So the assignment, everybody, you need to know the assignment. The assignment is the audiobook, the first 21 chapters. That sounds like a lot. Okay, I know it. What? 21 sections, not chapters, sections. 21 sections? I know. It sounds insane, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Just listen to it and enjoy it. And next week, we will discuss what this section was about. So if you have a special question about the section, you can go ahead and send us an email, and we'll do our best to cover that question in the next podcast next week. Next week, Wednesday, is the next podcast. So again, your assignment for the book club, get the audiobook. You can get the audiobook for free unless you're already a member. If you're already a member, well, then you can't get it for free. But if you're not a member, if you've never signed up, go to audibletrial.com/LME. That's audibletrial.com/LME. Now, to sign up, you do need a credit card, okay? They're going to ask you for your credit card. You can get the audiobook and cancel your membership. You can do that. However, I recommend that you keep your membership because we're going to continue to have and read and listen to audiobooks. So I have my membership. It's fantastic. I love it. I do book club books with you guys, but also I listen to other books that I like. Now, some of you in some countries are unable to sign up for the free book. I understand. Do your best. Go to the bookstore. See if you can find it. I apologize. I wish I could get it to you for free. But yeah, you do need to have access to Audible, audibletrial.com. And if you can get in, you can get it for free. Let us know if there's a problem. And again, send your questions. The email address I want you to use is dailydictationmembers@gmail.com. Okay, I'll say it one more time slowly. dailydictationmembers@gmail.com. Okay. In the future, we'll probably make a new email address something easier. But anyway, for now. So, it's going to be great. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Your assignment, sections 1 through 21. It sounds like a lot, but it's not that bad. Good luck with that. And now it is time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. It's great to be back. I've been super busy, you guys. Please understand. If you wonder why, how can you be so busy? Well, it's my classes, DDM and Perf. And if you're curious about those classes, I will send you 11 free classes, absolutely free. I don't ask for your credit card, so don't worry, completely free. And the address is www.letsmasterenglish.com/free. Just put your name and email address and we'll send those to you. Now, if you already receive my newsletters, then you're not going to be able to get the free lessons. So what you need to do, and this sounds weird, but what you need to do is go to my last newsletter, unsubscribe, and then go to letsmasterenglish.com/free and sign up again. Okay, we changed our system, so you need to sign up new, and then those lessons will go to you automatically. So please do that if you want the newsletter and if you want to get the free lessons. It's really cool stuff. Our newsletter goes out every week. Once again, this year there will be 40 newsletters, and we always share some great information and some pictures, some personal pictures of me, what I do, where I live, my cats, things like that. Of course, we will have a section in there with the news and the glossary, and with the section covering the book for our audio book club. So it's a very valuable newsletter, and I hope that you guys sign up and get that. And sometimes when we have a sale on DDM or Perf, you'll get that information too. It's all for free. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your patience, and I hope that you enjoyed the podcast, and I will see you again next week. Together, let's master English!